Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are flying from here in Heathrow Terminal 2. I keep forgetting which terminal we're in. Usually we're in Terminal 3, 4 or 5, not Terminal 2. I've never been here before, so it's definitely nice to come here, check out somewhere different, somewhere I've never been before. But anyway, the plan for today's video is going to be quite a long one. We're flying from here in Heathrow to Istanbul on Turkish Airlines, and then flying from Istanbul to Manila. So we'll show you what the plane's like, show you what Istanbul Airport's like, and then the long flight from Istanbul to Manila. So I hope you're ready for this long journey. What we've got to do now is wait for them to call the plane, which should be in the next couple of minutes, and then we'll get on board. And we've arrived on board. It was only a short way. They're really quick actually. They're quite efficient in comparison to some of them, but it's quite a small plane. This is like the size of like a normal like EasyJet or small British Airways plane. But so far so good. The seats seem really comfortable. We've got a television in front of me, but I'll put that in the B-roll over the top. And all we've got to do now is have a look, see what there is. So actually what I'll do is I'll stop it now, I'll spin this around, and then we can see what there is on the television. So let's see what we've got here. Let's change this language first to English, so something I can understand, because I don't understand anything else. And you get a nice reflection of myself in the mirror. I actually pulled the blinds down because it's really bright, so I'll probably get told off in a minute. So we'll see how long we can carry on this going for. But let's skip these adverts.
Just the toilet. Oh, alright. It's just using the bit. Thank you.
We'll skip some more of these adverts. And we've got movies. We just have some new films here. We've got Wicked, Gladiator, which just came out. Moana 2, which I think is quite recent. TV shows. Not that. Oh, we've got Old Friends and stuff. Office. And then somewhere there should be the map, which is here. Once it loads up. It seems pretty slow, then we've got the nice reflection of me again. And there we go. Got where we are at the moment. Oh, it's actually responsive. So we can see our journey from here in Heathrow to Istanbul, which is just sort of on the edge of Europe. And eventually, once we get from there, we'll be flying from Istanbul to Philippines here. So let's wait for the plane to take off and see what the rest of this flight's like. Food has finally arrived. I was absolutely starving. It looks really good. It's like chicken and rice, and then there's some chocolate cake as well. But let's give some of the rice a try. Just a tiny bit on my fork. That's really good. Well, I was going to cut the chicken with my spoon, but I can't. So we'll fork it. And I've got 2 big bits of chicken. We've also got a little bit of salad as well to be healthy. Approved of. Cheers, thank you. And that's leg number 1 done. 4-hour flight, I think it was, to here in Istanbul. Now off the plane, get into the terminal, see what we have to do. Obviously we're going to have to go through some kind of not border, but what is it? Connections, that's the word I'm looking for. So let's go find out where the connections are and get back into the terminal. And what only was a quick check of our boarding cards as soon as we got off the plane. So that's really nice and quick. Quicker than Dubai and Doha airport, where you have to go through all the boarding card checks and check your passport and go through scanners. Here, check your boarding card, boom, in you go. So now it's time for us to have a look around, see what there is in this airport. So let's go have an explore. We've got a few hours to burn now until our next flight to Manila. And while we're in Turkey, we thought it'd be rude not to get some Turkish food, even though we haven't left the airport, but they still have traditional foods. So I've got a meat doner and a Eve's Pilsner. That tastes really good. It's a little bit pricey, mind. It all cost £68, which I wasn't anticipating, but oh well. But let's give it a taste and see what this is like. We've got a nice bit of doner meat. If I can pick it up. Very thin. Really crispy and nice. And then we've got some rice. Definitely well worth it. And this was up in the top bin here where all the shops and stuff were, where we just walked up from before. So it's definitely worth checking them out. I think it's called the Doner Koft, I think it's called, although I'm probably totally murdering that name. But now let's get stuck into this food and then we'll have a walk around the rest of the airport. Well, that didn't last long. That got absolutely devoured. Places are already absolutely empty, nothing left on either of them. So all we've got to do now is finish off my beer, which I think was the cost of the price being expensive, because looking at it, it was €16 for both of these. So it must be the beers that are pricey. I didn't notice this in Dubai, but it made it pretty pricey as well. But anyway, let's make sure we don't waste this. And we've left the place where we just had food from, which was directly behind me. After checking the prices of the beers, it was the beer that made it absolutely extortionate. So just bear it in mind. €17 for a beer.
For a bottle.
For a bottle of beer. So definitely pricey. Definitely probably something to avoid. Definitely a lesson learnt for next time to avoid. And now we've come back out to the main area, so we can have a walk around and show you guys what there is in the departures lounge here. And this section here, I think, is the main area in the departures. We've got most of the shops around here. We've got a food court, which is just up there, which has McDonald's. We can see the Golden Arches just up there. and also a Carl's Jr., which I think I'm putting in the right place. If I spin the camera around a little bit more, I think you just about get it up there in the distance. But there's quite a lot around here. It's starting to get a little bit busier. When we first arrived, it was mega quiet. But I think you get a lot of flights that leave quite late in the evening. But we've got like a couple of duty-free shops along here, a touristy shop which is just over here, which I'm trying to point over there, but it's not quite catching my finger. But you can get all your souvenirs, but again, they're probably a lot more expensive. Keychains, we think were €5-ish for one, which would obviously be a lot cheaper if you were staying in Istanbul and you just buy it in the city. But we've got a lot of designer shops and bits and bobs, so it's definitely a lot to keep you occupied, and a lot nicer than the old terminal. I went to the old terminal a couple of times, and this is definitely a massive upgrade. And after having a few hours exploring around the airport and being slightly delayed, we've finally made it on board, thank God. It's been quite a long time, really, actually. We landed at, I think it was about 8 PM, and now the time is 2 AM, and the flight's due to leave at 2:30, so hopefully it won't be long till we get on the way and start making the way to Manila. And then we can also get some sleep as well, because I'm absolutely shattered. It's been such a long travel day. The first thing we can do is we can have an explore of the entertainment system we've got here. This one looks a little bit different to what we had on the flight earlier. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. Got movies, which seems to be the same as the other one. Yeah, definitely is the same. But then the screen isn't as responsive as you can probably see here. And I'm trying to click back and then it keeps not moving. TV programs. And to be fair, there's quite a lot of options, but again, I try and push something and it just does something different. Maybe if I push that arrow, yeah, that's a bit better. But it's the same as what we had on the previous flight. But I think this one has live telly. So we've got live TRT, whatever that is, BBC Sports, which has like football and stuff like that, CNN, more news, and then another sports channel. So all that's left to do now is to sit here, relax, wait for us to take off, and then hopefully we'll get a nice shot of us leaving here at Istanbul. On Turkish Airlines, if this microphone's actually picking me up, is for the amenities kit, which you don't get on many of the other airlines. So it's good to see that they're still doing it now after COVID. I wasn't sure if it was still around, but it's quite a nice orange kit, Lacoste apparently. And what do we have inside? We have some socks. Be quite nice because I'm wearing flip-flops at the moment. Some earplugs, toothbrush, which is very much needed after this flight. At least you'll come off the plane with nice clean breath. Something that I'll be very much looking forward to. We've got some slippers and an eye mask, so not bad. So now I can put my eye mask on and then get some sleep for a little bit. the end of the flight. I've been on here for like 10 or 11 hours now. It's still pretty clean, so definitely we do well, keep it up, make sure the place is still neat. Obviously they must come round and check it occasionally to make sure it's up to scratch and not left in a state like water everywhere. But no, it seems pretty good. So definitely improved of good bathroom. We also just noticed they've got loads of air fresheners scattered around the place. We've got one up there, one here, we've got another one over here. So at least it keeps the place smelling good. So I actually ended up missing out on getting food because as soon as we took off, and I think the food trolley came around, I ended up falling straight to sleep, so that was a goner, and pretty much slept the whole way. But at least I've given you a tour of the bathroom, you can see what the bathroom's like, and it was still pretty clean now, and we're, 45 minutes away from landing, so we definitely do a good job of keeping it nice and tidy. So all that we have left to do now is get a time lapse of us landing back in the dark, because it's been such a long flight. We left it around 3 a.m. and we're landing at about 8 p.m. and back in the dark again. So at least almost there now, and then we'll get a nice time lapse as we come into London, Manila. And finally, after the long flight, we finally made it. Bags safely collected and quick to get through immigration as well. Because sometimes it's taken a while, but this time it was nice and smooth, so happy days. So now we need to find our way to a lift, get up to the skywalk, and then get over to the Holiday Inn, which is just across the road from Terminal 3. So we need to find this lift, get up there, then get across to the hotel. Definitely need a shower after this. And as you can see, my hair is like an absolute grease pit. And we've made it across to the Holiday Inn, which is just over from the airport. We got picked up from a van. They've got a shuttle service. So when you come across the Sky Bridge, you come down the lift, and then there's guys waiting down there with vans that bring you across to the hotel. So it's super convenient and really, really nice as well. Cost us £60 for the night, but because Reg is a platinum card holder,
Something like that. Silver Elite, something.
a silver elite card holder for IHG, we got it slightly discounted for £40, but we'll give you a quick room tour while it's nice. So let's spin this camera around. If I can do this, there we go. So we have the main entrance, the bathroom, which I haven't been in yet. If we turn the light on, we have a toilet, sink, nice big shower, shower door, obviously. And then we come around this way. We have a lovely big bed, a sofa, What's this thing on top of
Like
it?
a day bed. It's
Oh.
like a day bed.
It is a day bed. Then we've got a desk area, a work area, but we need to give this a bed test. So, very comfortable. Just what you need after a long flight. So after this long journey, we'll leave the video here for now. Hope you've enjoyed it, found it useful, seeing what it's like flying Turkish Airlines from London to Manila, or even if you're just interested in flying Turkish Airlines from London, want to see what Istanbul Airport's like, at least it gives you a bit of a walk around, seeing what's inside the terminal. Definitely highly recommended. Even give you amenities kits, which isn't that common really, because we've flown Qatar, Emirates, Cathay, Malaysian, and none of these offer you, what are they called? Amenity kits with toothbrushes.
Vanity kit.
Vanity kits is the word I'm supposed to be looking for, not an amenities kit.
And it's branded as well.
It's a vanity kit.
And it's low cost.
So definitely highly recommend, definitely an airline to check out. But make sure you tune into the next video where we'll be getting another flight somewhere south of Manila, where we try and make our way to a really quiet island. Not many people go there, so it's definitely a video you want to check out. So we'll see you in the next one.